guys, this is Heather from Strings and Threads. This is a video tutorial for the front loop slip stitch, and this is the stitch that is going to be done in Battle of the Stitches for the month of May. So I wanted to show you how to make the stitch, and then in a couple of weeks I will show you what I've made with it, and there will be a video tutorial for how to make what I've made with this stitch. So to start, you can chain as many stitches as you like for this. This does not have to be in multiples of any certain number. So I'm just going to try and get a decent sized swatch, but nothing that's going to take forever for us to get through the tutorial. All right, so I think this is good. I didn't even count. I don't know how long that is. So for the first row, you just, in the second chain from the hook, you just slip stitch, and you slip stitch into every stitch across. So slip stitch, you just pull through the chain and then pull through the loop. You're not going to stop at all. Pull through, pull through. Sometimes I just assume, I assume everybody knows what this is. I am going to do one more slip stitch with you, and then I'll pause and go to the end of the row and then come back. And you can do the same if you're doing it along with me. Pull through, pull through. Okay, let's pause here and finish our row. Okay, I just finished that first round with slip stitch into every chain, and then you'll just turn and chain one. And then you're going to look where your chain stitch was. So here are my chains. You can see the V's that they make right here. You're going to go into the front loop only of that V. It's hard because I'm looking through the camera and not at my hands, so let me move to look through my hands. It's also a little bit tighter in the beginning. I think as we add more rows, it'll get easier. And then you yarn over and slip stitch. We're going to do a slip stitch into the front loop of every slip stitch from the previous row. So slip stitch into the front loop. You see your stitch right here. Slip stitch into that. I'll show you two more, and then we will pause and go to the end of the row. Slip stitch into the front loop. Here's our stitch. Slip stitch into the front loop. I know it can be confusing when you're looking at it from here, but slip stitches tend to kind of lean to one side, and when you turn it'll be more towards the back. You can very clearly see where the stitch is. Once you turn it, you can see the V there, the V there. So slip stitch into the front loop only and slip stitch. All right, I'm going to pause and finish this row and then come back. Okay, so I got to the end of the row. I'm going to turn, and that's the whole pattern. Chain one, and then you can see where your slip stitches are right here. If you move it more towards the back, on this side you can just see from the previous row, but the slip stitches are more towards the back there. Front loop only. Sorry, I'm looking through the camera and not through. You're going to slip stitch into the front loop of the previous slip stitch. Slip stitch. Slip stitch into the front loop. Okay. Now I I'm assuming you kind of get the gist of this. You end each row and then you turn and then you chain one and then you slip stitch into the front post of the previous slip stitch all the way across. So in order for you to see how this pattern works up, I'm going to do a few rows and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like after a few rows have been done. All right, here's how it worked up. It has a very rich texture. I really like the way this looks, and I'm really excited for you to see what I've decided to make with this stitch. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If so, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Have a great day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.